Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dragon. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Today is going to be a little bit different here. So I have decided to post out a coming out story. Literally, a coming out story. I don't know why, but I just feel like I just need to just share my story, and hopefully it reaches out to millions of people, and hopefully, we can like change the world and help the world become more accepting of people in their natural human selves. Yeah. So here we go. So I want to take it back to 2008 when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. It was my last year. We were getting ready to like graduate, finish up with our exams or whatever. I was in the closet then, and I knew for a while though that I was more attracted to men versus like being attracted to women. Yeah, but the weirdest thing is I never really expressed that about myself. So I was one of those kids, back in high school where I felt like I was just trying to be this tough boy. I tried to be like, part of this gangster type of dude or whatever, like hanging out with the Latinos or just like, doing their brown pride or like where the fuck else they did. But I just felt like it was something I was just wanted to do. I feel like I always wanted to be this tough boy on the outside, but inside I'm very reserved and I'm very shy. I don't really approach many people. I don't talk much unless somebody talks to me and gets me to open up. I'm really shy. But crazy thing is, like, I'm a performer, but we're going to tap into that later. But it does tie in to, my coming out story. So, yeah, high school, I was just this tough little boy, just trying to be like everybody else instead of being myself. I was in the closet. I was kind of on that down low type of, persona. I was pretty well known in high school. I hung out with a lot of older kids, but I've been still pretending to like girls because that's all I saw in my environment was like just dudes dating these women, having girlfriends and all in love and stuff like that. But I felt like, well, I guess I'm gonna try to like blend in with these people and just like have a girlfriend in high school. But funny thing is, I actually tried to, reach out and like open up myself to a girl who I guess I thought was pretty, I thought was cute, but like she was like, well, I see you as a friend, I'm not interested, blah blah blah. But anyway, fast forward, fast forward all that. I can honestly say, one day after high school, one day after school, we were going home. I was going to take the bus home like usual, but this one guy decided to take me home instead before he went to work. And we had to get ready to go to work, so he had to take me home, whatever. He wanted to take me home. So I was like, okay, whatever, I guess I'll get home a little bit faster. That was my thoughts. That was like my thought process. So, we end up going in this car, we end up riding out. So on the way to where the fuck we were going, in my thought process, I thought he was just taking me home. He was starting to get questionable with me about like my viewpoints of like, about pornography. Of course, I'm going to put it out there. We all have done it or do it, whatever. So I kind of was like open about it. I was like, yeah, I watched porn before, it's like, he kind of asked me little details like, do I watch the straight porn? Do I watch the gay porn? So I was like, well, I watched straight porn before, but then like I kind of seen some gay porn go on a website, whatever. But he was like, have you ever tried it? I was like, well, no. So, but then like, weird thing with me was like, he was very like knowledgeable about this stuff. Like I feel like he knew what the hell he was doing. So he was asking me to like, show him my stuff. I'm just gonna keep it somewhat PG-13 or TV-14. He asked me to show me my stuff, And I did while we was driving on this road. And then he was kind of like touching on me and shit. Like, he was really into it. Like, he was really serious. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, he is really just like filling up on me. And I'm like, all right. And then he took my hand and whatever else. And after that, he was like, you want to go to my house? And I was like, okay, cool. I guess we'll go to your house. And this is not thinking about this shit. It's just so funny. I'm laugh about it. Like, we went to his house. He snuck me in his house, honestly, because he was Latino. He was, I believe, Guatemalan. So I don't know how that particular culture was with gay people, but at the end of the day, Latinos as a whole, in my opinion, they kind of have a different opinion about gay folks. But anyway, not about that. But the fact of the matter is, he snuck me in his house and went to his bedroom. This is before he had to go to work, so we ended up doing a damn thing. So I ended up giving him a blowjob for the first time, and it was just, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, I gave him a blowjob, and it was just like, okay. But I was, of course, first timer, virgin, whatever, get my cherry popped, and he knew what he was doing. So I feel like he has done some things before, so he knew what he was doing. Blah 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 blah. Then we got to the intercourse, and it was just like, wow, okay. Of course, your first time without any lube or condom, whatever you name it, that shit fucking hurt. It hurt like a motherfucker. But anyways, it was just some wild fucking shit that I had to experience. But I was like, okay. So I just had to keep my cool. Plus, another thing was I had to be quiet too. I had to be silent. I couldn't moan or whatever. I'm getting real detailed because he was on down low from his family and da 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 da. So, that shit was finished. We got in the car, stuck him at the house. Well, he stuck me at the house, got in the car, took me home. Of course, my everything was just like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna say that, like, not in like what the fuck you do to me, but like what the fuck, like shit, like that shit hurts. Kind of what the fuck. So took me home. Of course, my mom, questioned me like why I get home so late. And da da da. I was like, well, I missed the bus. Of course, I had to lie because I missed the bus. My friend took me home and blah 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 blah. So anyway, but so fast forward to like graduating after graduating high school. I came out after high school. I first came out to my friends just to test the waters and see how well they would accept me as a gay person. And they, for the most part, everyone was pretty accepting. Surprisingly, I was really shocked that a lot of these people were very accepting, the ones who I've told. And I got some, of course, they said they already knew, which is kind of weird. Some of them said they already knew, and then some said they wished that I told them that I was gay. One girl actually had a crush on me, which is really kind of made it a little awkward for me, which I clearly didn't even know. And then ended up having one guy had a crush on me the whole time in high school, but didn't say anything about it because he was gonna download too. But anyways, not fast forward, but just saying like, I guess fast forward to the process. Yeah, let's fast forward that little process. It was great that to have people accept me for me being me, and me realizing that I would have had a better experience in high school if I came out sooner then, but I was in my fear-based mode and just didn't know what people would have thought about me. Another thing too, where I came out to my cousin first. As far as like family members concerned, I knew growing up that she had gay friends, and I thought, well, maybe she would probably accept the fact that she has a gay cousin now. So I ended up talking to her about it, and she told me that she was cool with it, which was, I listened to my intuition. My intuition was right. It's like, yeah, she'd be cool with it because she had gay friends growing up. Her growing up and I was growing up too, of course, but she's a little bit older than I am. But yeah, throughout my younger days, watching her having gay friends, it was really something that really helped me, be more comfortable coming out to her first. So fast forward to all of that, I was in the down low. I was working at McDonald's at the time, blah, 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 blah. But I was going out to gay clubs and stuff at the time, but my parents didn't know shit about that. My parents were so clueless about the fact that I was going out to the gay bars and just dancing, shaking my ass, having a good fucking time. And at the same time, you know, I worked a lot of shifts at McDonald's, and plus it kind of helped me out in the long run, where I had experience of working every shift at that place. So I was able to kind of cover my own tracks and saying like to my parents, well, I'm gonna work late, you know, I'm gonna get off around this time, or if I'm gonna work a double shift, so I'm gonna be home till about like 6 or 7 in the morning, just so I can go out to the club and just be myself. Because at the time, you know, I grew up as a Christian, a hardcore Christian, and on top of that, my mother and stepfather has military backgrounds. So I have technically two of those conditioning type of factors that I had to deal with from my own family. I was depressed, of course, you know, even living amongst my parents. We were kind of getting into it, you know, having them try to live my life for me instead of me living my life for myself. So they wanted me to like do this or do that, join the military, go to church, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I wanted to finally figure out what I wanted out of my own life. You know, I wanted to take a break from school. I wanted to just do what I wanted to personally do. And they just weren't having that with me. So this is all at the same time me being in the closet, you know. But yet, you know, there were days when I was at home where there were subjects of gay people coming out, you know, or just not coming out. I guess just subjects of gay people in general, just on TV. And it was something that I sat there and was like, I feel like, you know, I don't know if you know, whatever you guys believe in, God, universe, Buddha, your higher power, whatever you want to call it. Their higher power was just telling me, you know, universe was telling me or just showing me like, hey, there's gay people out here just like you. You're not alone in this. But, you know me, I was in my fear little bubble. And I've always had these negative words coming from my parents saying like how bad it is for gay people and like how much this is a sin and they're going to go to hell and they're an abomination to God and stuff. So I sat there and really thought to myself, it was like, you know, what if you had a child that's sitting in this room, you know, that's homosexual, and you don't even know about it, but you're just sitting here just blatting out these negative words. I'm sorry, I can't talk. I'm so nervous about this, but you know, just them blurting out negativity about, you know, gay people in general. So I kept my cool. I was depressed, you know. Of course, I was sad. I kind of felt like I was alone in this whole thing. And I believe this is probably the same time RuPaul started her first TV show ever, RuPaul's Drag Race. I believe it's around that time. Maybe either that or I feel like 2008, 2009, between that time. So I used to watch that in my room, you know, with the TV down to the lowest volume to the point I could hear it enough or they couldn't hear it. You know, I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And the fact of the matter is where RuPaul has always said at the end of the show was, if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? And it didn't click with me at first. You know, so I was like, okay, cool, you know, because of course I was thinking like, okay, church, whatever. So I'm thinking, amen, you know, I'm thinking like, I guess I'm a Christian who's gay and we're sitting here sinning our asses away. And I'm just, you know, whatever. That's all I thought, was just like, well, I guess I'm a Christian, but I like men, but I feel like I'm still sinning. So I'm thinking like, well, is God okay with this? So I didn't know what to really think. But fast forward to all that, I would say, to the following year, 2009, my parents and I still had issues. My parents did not want anything to do with me anymore because I turned 18. I was mentally abused a lot. I mean, throughout my whole life, and also I was physically abused growing up. But as I was, you know, I guess technically an adult at 18, my parents felt they were done, you know, being my parents. They were done taking care of me. They wanted me out of the house, regardless if I had resources or not. They didn't want me to like asking for anything else. They would start charging me rent already. At 18 years old, they were starting to like make me buy my own stuff, which was cool with me. I didn't give a fuck. I'm gonna buy my own shit in the first place. But at the end of the day, they wanted me to just like be this adult that they wanted me to be, when clearly I'm technically still a teenager, even though in the society terms we're like young adults, or we're legal adults. But we were not ready for, I wasn't ready for the real world yet. I wasn't ready. I didn't know what the fuck to expect. I didn't know what to do. But at the end of the day, I did not know what to do. I was in the closet. I didn't know. I was dealing with that and my own fears and stuff on top of them with their bullshit. And to the point, I ended up leaving, honestly, to Dallas, Texas at the time. I ended up leaving. I decided to just say, fuck, this being at the house. My parents don't want me anymore. They treat me like shit, and I'm just gonna give them what they want. They want me out of the house, I'm gonna give them what they want. So that's what I did. I left. So I ended up going to Dallas, Texas at 19 years old around the summertime, and didn't know what I was going to get myself into. I didn't know what the hell was happening. I remember at the time when MySpace was out those days, so I ended up talking to this guy on MySpace. So we was like, I guess apparently we was in love with each other, and we wouldn't date each other and shit like that. I didn't know what the fuck I was getting into at the time. He was my second boyfriend, actually. I totally jumped a timeline. So, I'm gonna rewind that actually. Let's rewind back to a little bit within this year, 2009. I had my first boyfriend. Here we go. I had my first boyfriend, and my parents didn't know about it. Him and I met on this website. I forgot the name of this website, but it was like some type of dating app, or not app. It was a type of dating website where gay men could just meet other gay men. So I ended up meeting this one guy. He was in school in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I was sitting here stuck in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, and we talked or whatever. We liked each other, we hit it off, and he decided to come pick me up. So, he wanted me to go with him to North Carolina to just spend time with him for Valentine's Day weekend. It was pretty nice. So I had to figure out, I was like, how am I going to tell this to my parents? What am I going to say? So I feel like him and I came up with this thing where it's like, all right, so let's come up with things. So just tell your parents that, I'm going away for the military and I'm having a party at my house. I'm having a sleepover, a weekend sleepover with it. Like, I'm inviting all my friends and you want to come and I'm inviting you. So I was like, cool, that's gonna work out. So I tried that shit with my mama and my stepfather. I laugh about this now. And I ended up introducing him to my parents. And I introduced him as a friend, because we were on the down low anyway. We were not out. But I told him that he's my friend, he's going to Navy, but he's having a sleepover and da-da-da-da. So it's like, can I go and spend the weekend in his house? They said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I guess because since my parents had military background, I guess they was really cool with the fact that he was going to the military. And so I ended up getting a weekend away. So I packed up some of my shit, and him and I drove off to North Carolina, and my parents didn't have a clue that I was going to a different state at 19 years old. And spent the whole Valentine's Day weekend. It was a great time to get away, went to his house. Crazy twist though, his mother found out about us. She knew I was gay from the get-go, but she found out that he was bisexual at the time because of me. And crazy history, I don't want to get into details, but let's just say Latinos some Latin cultures don't take homosexuality very well. But you know what, fuck it anyway. I'm going to speak about it anyway, because this needs to be addressed. So his mother told him about how they killed their own family members for coming out as gay people. And they tried to kill his uncle because his uncle came out as a gay man. They tried killing that man. He got away, just so you guys know, he did get away. And his mom was telling telling him that you're my son, I'm not gonna get into you because you're my son. But you would do it to another human being. But I'm gonna leave it like that, but that's basically what I experienced. I was like, wow, this is kind of some fucked up shit. So, of course, not knowing that he was an alcoholic too. My boyfriend at the time was an alcoholic. He was a drinker. He was 18 years old. I was 19. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What am I getting myself into? But nonetheless, I loved him anyway. He was my first boyfriend. Of course, you meet your first partner. Of course, you fall head over heels for somebody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck what you say, because you've been there too. And it's just that happened. So we ended up coming back home. He dropped me off at my house and yada yada yada. Of course, my mom calls me in the process on the way back home from North Carolina. She's like, "Where you at?" No, I'm still at his house. You coming home? Yeah, I'm coming home. Why you calling me for? Let me go out and have some damn fun. But anyway, fast forward with all that. He cheated on me, whatever, yada yada. So now we can go back to this timeline now where I already explained about my second boyfriend, how I moved to Dallas, Texas. So moving on from there, we were kind of like together-ish, but it didn't really work out because he wanted this perfect man who already had his shit together. I'm like, he was 17 years old, so I don't know what the fuck he was thinking at the time. And that was it. So I was pretty much homeless out there in Dallas, Texas at 19 years old. Didn't know what the fuck was going on, didn't know what the hell I was gonna do. The only thing that kept me sane was dancing around the neighborhood in Dallas in these apartment complexes. But I'm not gonna get too much detail with that story. But long story short, in that experience in Dallas, I was pretty much in the gay scene, crazy out there, just doing whatever. But I really got to experience the gay scene from the happiest times to the most nitty-gritty times. And I've had a lot of experiences, and if you guys want to get more in detail about my life on that shit, let me know, comment below, and I'll get back to you, or I'll be happy to tell you my shit, the real tea about behind the scenes of what happened in Dallas, Texas. But we're gonna fast forward from there to where I got back to Nashville. My parents decided to take me in again for like 6 more months just to like have me save up money just to get my own place because I wasn't staying there, because they pretty much was putting up a front with my best friend at the time. Made it seem like they really missed me, they really cared about me and all this shit. But then after she left, they had told me it was like a whole different type of shit. They basically flipped that table real quick on me, and it's like, you ain't staying here no more. You need to, get a job and save up money and get your own place. You ain't staying here no more, and da 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 da. So I ended up working with my aunt at the time, who recently moved to Nashville. I would say maybe a few years, maybe a couple years prior to me. Like, I guess, whatever. I forgot. I don't care when she moved. I do care, but whatever. I'm rambling about that part. But anyway. I ended up working with my aunt, and I worked with her for literally 6 months, but I was still in the closet. I was still going out to the club and doing my thing. I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to go out and dance and be around gay people because I felt like that was my way of expressing myself and expressing my own freedom. And pretty much like, I guess we can fast forward a little bit to that timeline. I decided to hang out with this guy, and we hung out, and I didn't go to work. I told my boss some stupid shit. So I ended up setting myself up for, I wouldn't say for failure, but I set myself up to out myself out. So I told my boss that I had some type of sexually transmitted disease, and he ended up firing me, of course, because I didn't show up to work. But he ended up telling my aunt about the situation, and then my aunt ended up telling my parents about the situation. So it was like a big old chain reaction that kind of backfired towards me. Like everyone fucking knew about this lie that I came up with. And then that's when the next day, my mom came out. She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And she was like, "So I heard what happened and da 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 da." So it's like, "So are you gay?" And I was like, fuck. In my mind, I was like, fuck. I was like, damn. So yeah, so I ended up telling her, yes, I'm gay. I ended up just telling her, yes, I am. And, at the end of the day, the shit was out. The tea was out. I ended up setting myself up. My aunt, like I said, my aunt basically told every single thing that I've done at work to my parents. So it was no hiding any of that shit. So even if I did, got in trouble at work, or if I missed a day, or I was late, or where the fuck, just for example, my aunt will hear the news and my aunt will tell my parents. Because at the end of the day, I had to make her look good. I don't want coughing so much. But I had to make her look good, pretty much. And, life happens. I was 19. I was still experiencing what the real world was about. So how the fuck I was supposed to sit here and act right and do this shit when life has so much experiences to offer and teach you for one. But anyway, so this is where it comes to the part where after I came out to my parents, I actually recently turned 20 in September, but I would say a few months after that, it was around May. After all this happened, my parents decided to kick me out of the house. So I'm pausing for a little bit there so you guys can sink this in. My parents kicked me out at 20 years old after coming out of the closet and after losing my job, with no money saved up, no resources to find a homeless shelter or anything else like that. they told me that it's a sin, I will go to hell, and, they can't allow that in the house. So they didn't want me, a gay person, and plus, technically my mother, I'm her only child, just with me and her, and I'll get into all that shit later, but yeah, I'm her child, and she decided to choose what her stepfather wanted over me, as her child, her oldest child at that. And so I had to pack up what I could. I had to pack up some clothes and whatever else, and I had to leave the house. I was kicked out of the house at 20 years old. So I was pretty much forced to wander and wander and wander and wander and wander for so many years. Didn't know how I was gonna survive. Didn't know I was gonna get my next meal. I didn't know I was gonna get some water to stay hydrated. I didn't know any of that stuff. I ended up sleeping outside, down the street at the apartment complex at the time, at the pool area. I slept outside for a few months, I guess. And then at the same time, my best friend got kicked out from his family for the same shit. But they ended up taking him back. But I ended up sleeping outside in the snow. Yes, it was snowing outside, and I was sleeping outside in the snow with barely any kind of jackets to keep me warm at the time. And then as well, I kept going to my old job, McDonald's, where I got fired from. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I got fired. Whatever. But I got, I went up there. People who worked there still knew me. They still gave me at least a double cheeseburger at the time. I had some of that stuff, but that was the only place I was able to get some food. But then as well, just during these times this is 2010, by the way, sorry. So 2010, May of 2010, this is when it all happened. So, yeah, it was just very a serious, dire time to figure out what the fuck is going to happen to me or for me, or I don't know. I didn't know what I was thinking. I guess as I'm explaining it, I guess I didn't know what I was really getting myself into at the time. I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive? How am I gonna do this? Am I gonna die? Does God really hate me? Am I really a sin? Am I really an abomination to God? Am I just this disobedient child who didn't listen to my parents? There's a lot of shit that was going in my head at this time, and it hurt me so much that I was betrayed by my parents. Especially my own mother. She pretty much betrayed the fuck out of me. She betrayed me. And it really hit me to the core. So, even between all these times, I still end up managing to go out to the club and dance and whatever. Had a good time to just to take off that mind-boggling situation. And, I ended up, traveling a little bit, in-state. That is, I ended up staying in Tullahoma, Tennessee, which was maybe a couple of hours away from Nashville. I was out there for a few months, came back, my parents claimed they wanted me to come back, but I ended up just but they ended up dropping me off at a homeless shelter, because it was just crazy. They just really felt like I was just this disobedient child. And, I was just really just lonely at the time. I started wearing makeup at the time, as you see now. I started doing all that stuff just to feel, pretty enough. I wanted to feel accepted. I wanted to feel loved. Even then I was wanting to find a partner to complete me and stuff like that. I was really in this haywire chaos. So as the years went by, I discovered a homeless shelter for the youth. I guess at the time, maybe I feel it's maybe 13 to 24, I would say, maybe 24 at the latest age. So I found this place, and I found it was gay people. It was other gay folks that got kicked out of their homes because of them coming out of the closet. So it really made me feel, at least feel okay, I'm not alone in this. I know there's other gay people here who are doing it, who is making it, struggling and trying to make it as well. But even then, I still, yet again, this whole time, I was still dancing, stage performing. I was backup dancing for drag queens at the time. I was, I tried out drag a couple times, female drag, and just for fun. But it was just ways of just living out my personal truth and doing something that really made me happy. And I was working on just turning things around, like something that was so negative and so dire to a very positive, inspirating type of mindset. And it was just wow to me, like where a person who is not even financially ready for the world, who wasn't even like, I guess just mentally prepared for all of that at the age of 20 at the time. But, it was rough. But as I got a little bit older, or becoming in my mid-20s, I started drinking. I started smoking, like cigarettes at the time. I had another boyfriend at the time, and it wasn't all that. He was just this con artist, pretty much. Pretty much used me to get what he wanted and almost destroy all of my relationships of friends that I built with, that I had to go behind his tracks and fix. Thankfully, because they knew who I was as a person and they knew he was sketchy. But anyways, so I had a boyfriend at the time. We broke up, of course, after a month of dating and stuff. I just felt like, I just thought there was something wrong with me. I really felt like I really am suffering, just because I decided to come out as a gay man. So even then, I still performed at drag shows. I do boy drag now, and like I made my debut in 2013. But but between then, the time I was dating a guy, whatever, it was really still a depressing time. So I did everything I could to just escape reality. And like as I said, I was drinking, I started smoking, I started kind of like hooking up with different guys. It was a lot, just something to escape and just get something out of other people, because I wanted to feel the love that I never really gotten from my parents. So pretty much when it all comes down to it, I was dealing with abandonment issues. And being abandoned by your own family is a very serious thing, honestly. If you don't have your family to support you, especially in the LGBT, then it's like you're on your own, period. You are on your own unless you really have like some amazing friends who would take you in and whatever. I didn't get all of that, honestly, like that. I had places to stay. I had a few places to stay and stuff, but like, and they wanted me to like do this and do that, but I know deep down inside of my heart, all I knew was dancing, all I knew was music. That's all I know. I'm an artist, I'm a performer. So sometimes there were things that didn't work out, but there were days it's just I didn't want to be on this planet anymore. I wanted to die. I just felt like nothing was going to work out for me no more, all because of me being a gay person. But even then, I bought my first car at the time. I had a job, great paying jobs actually, and then I ended up getting 2 jobs at the time. Then I ended up having a place to stay, but then stuff like that didn't work out. I lost my job. I went to jail. Personal note, just because of me like trying to like still be this badass person when clearly I was really hurt inside. So I was still working at the time, and then I was in between Tennessee and Indiana at the time. So I was, going back and forth. Either do I stay in Nashville, or do I really want to just go ahead and leave Nashville, because nothing was really there for me anymore except go to the club and party with people, and that's it. Didn't really have a real close friend to sit and talk to and have a buddy I can talk to every day at the time. So I ended up going to Evansville, Indiana, and moving there at the time just to take my drag career further. And at the time, it was cool. I got some experiences and whatever. But this just, things didn't work out there either. I feel like I wasn't appreciated by my art. I felt like I wasn't really accepted within the own gay community. That's a reason why I left Nashville, because I felt Nashville's gay community was not accepting of me anymore. I felt like people just gave me these dirty looks and just felt like I'm just this piece of shit or this nobody because I didn't fit this little bougie, cliquey ass, persona that they were building on themselves nowadays. And I was like, what, fuck this. I'm tired. I'm leaving. I just felt like no one wants me, no one loves me or whatever. So I was going through a lot of this stuff. Um, so when I was in Evansville, I ended up dating this guy again because I was lonely, didn't want to be alone. I wanted to be with somebody. But then it clicked. You know, a little bit of reality clicked. I was like, you know what? I can't keep doing this. I can't keep jumping into relationships and blah 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 blah. So fast forward through all that, ended up going back to Nashville for a little bit longer. Worked a couple of jobs and then ended up leaving again. Back to Evansville, Indiana. I was literally back and forth because I was, like I said, I just didn't know where, didn't have a home to call my own. So I was at a place to stay for about a month, you know, and they ended up going back to Tennessee for a festival, which was very nice. And then ended up going back to Evansville, Indiana, and then Standing Rock happened. So this is like 2016 now, like around fall time almost, where I felt the need to go to Standing Rock. And honestly, my personal mindset was like, you know, yes, Mother Earth called me to go out there. And at the same time, I had my own egoic type of like, I'm gonna get something out of this type of thing. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll do this for you, but this is my ticket of like hiding away from the world. And pretty much I took advantage of that. So I pretty much was like, you know what, nothing else mattered anymore. I'm going to go to North Dakota and go protest against this pipeline because I feel like this is my destiny. This is what I need to do. I need to fight for this planet even if my life depended on it. So yeah, pretty much I put my life, you know, on a pedestal, you know, to either be taken away or whatever else, just to save humanity at the time. This is my thought process. So it was a way of just getting away from everybody, and it was my ticket to hide away. And it kind of worked, honestly. Even though, like, I told some people, I was like, hey, I'm in Standing Rock, you know, donate some money to me, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, the funny thing is, not saying, you know, a little money is better than nothing, but, you know, I know you guys feel the same way, where you feel like you're sitting here asking for help, especially if you're doing a good cause for the fucking world, and you feel like people doesn't even really give a damn about you, and it's kind of sent you like a little something, but yet your external reality got more help and got more love and appreciation for what they were doing except you, and you felt like you were just on this, you felt like you were just a nobody, but yet they claimed that they love you and this is all this other bullshit. And yes, I'm putting it out there, and I don't give a fuck who watches at this point, and yes, you may know who you are. If you feel like it's about you, it is about you, because I'm speaking my truth now and I don't give a fuck anymore. And I guess you guys can feel my energy coming from this camera. And I'm being real because, you know, there's a lot of emotions that I had in me. And that was my thought process. I was like, you know what, fuck this, fuck y'all too. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and be this gay person, and I guess I'm still probably a sin or whatever at the time, or I'm still an abomination to God, but I'm gonna do this for Mother Earth anyway, even if I'm gonna go to hell. That's probably what I thought. But, you know, I was in Standing Rock for 3 months. I wintered over. I ended up moving to Oregon in 2017 around January, late January, almost February. And yeah. And ever since then, that journey was kind of like a lot, you know, to handle. You know, I was traumatized from Standing Rock. I ended up going to like different places in Oregon. I went to Coos Bay, and I went to this redneck ass town called Powers, Oregon. Ended up hitchhiking from Powers, Oregon to Eugene, Oregon. Then I ended up reconnecting with a friend from Standing Rock, and I ended up moving to Portland in March of last year. So yeah, ever since then, this journey has been challenging, stressful, mind-blowing at the same time. At the same time, it has its benefits. I honestly am grateful for all this bullshit ass troubles. I'm gonna say that right now. And honestly, I thought this was gonna be like a more of like a depressing type of video, but it's really not, because I feel like I've grown enough, you know, and involved enough for a very long time. I can just openly just talk about it now and laugh about a lot of this shit. You know, I'm still, you know, finding my place to call home, but you know, I look back on my life now, even coming out as a gay man, you know, when I was 18 to my friends, and then when I did 2 years later, I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of who I am. And I'm still on this journey. You know, I'm still here in Oregon at the moment. You know, I'm meeting beautiful people. I'm meeting some amazing people. and I've got to learn more about myself. I learned to love myself a hell of a lot more. I've learned how to be by myself. I learned how to do just a lot of things that many people are scared to do these days. Even just taking that leap of faith and just travel your ass around till you find a home. And then as well, it just doesn't stop here. I am very appreciative of all of the tough experiences and all the traveling and all the stress and fear-based stuff and this mindset, this crazy suicidal thoughts sometimes. It was just crazy mind-racing stuff. And if it wasn't for those experiences, I would not be the person who I am today. I still perform. I don't know if you guys have seen one of my latest vlogs at the time. It was about, me making my debut here in Oregon, in which I did. It was amazing. I had a good time, and I felt so alive being on stage because that was something that was missing from my life. It's this deepest part of my soul that I crave, where I crave to be on stage. I crave to express my creativity through dance because at the end of the day, dancing has saved my life. That is why I strive to create inspirational music videos, inspirational dance videos, where I'm telling a story either from my own life experience or a life experience that everyone can resonate with. So if you guys also must know, actually you guys will know, no, I do not talk to my family at all. Like none of them, literally none of them. Not my mother, not my stepfather, my aunts, uncles, cousins, nobody. Stepbrothers, no. I am currently on the west side by myself. I have no family here. It is just me. And at this age now, I will be 29 in a couple weeks. And just putting tad bit of my personal information out there, I will be 29 in a couple weeks. But I'm here by myself. I'm winging it. I'm making it. Universe has got my back. And I'm grateful for every step of the way. I'm meeting so many great people. I'm getting to experience so much. I get to do what I do best. And helping the world see that we all need each other at the end of the day. And none of us deserve to go through shit like that. Period. And this video may get likes, this video may get dislikes. At the end of the day, I don't care. I'm doing this for myself, and I want to inspire you all as well to live your life in your best authentic truth. Be yourself, never apologize for who you are, and even if it's your own family who don't support you, fuck them. I said about my too. Fuck my family too. I still love them from afar, but I just can't do anything for them anymore. I tried to go back home. I tried to help them realize I'm still your child. I may be gay, but I'm still me. They weren't going. They was not letting that sink into their minds. So I had to just take the initiative and just be my own best self. I had to go and pursue my own happiness and pursue my own dreams because at the end of the day, I come first. My dreams, my happiness comes first. And I really hope that, this inspires a lot of you guys, even to this day, in 2018, that some of you guys, are fearful of coming out of the closet because, you're afraid of what your parents will think or what your friends will think. I understand. I totally understand because it took me a while to really sink that in as well. But it just starts with you. It all starts with you getting out of that comfort zone, getting out of your fear-based mindset of this is my life. I'm happy. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And if you guys are here for me, cool. If not, cool too. But that's technically my coming out story. I really wanted to put it in a summary as much as I could because it's a very long story of deeper aspects of what I went through despite coming out of the closet. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please comment below and I will for sure get back to you for sure. Honestly, if you need somebody to talk to, you want somebody to look up to, just hey, I'm here. I will hold space for you. I will continue to do more inspirational videos like this. So I'm using this video to inspire millions of people and to get these stories like mine out there. Any coming out story as well. We're all the same. We all come from the same source. Period. Whether you believe it or not, we all come from the same source, and we're all here for the exact same thing: is to be loved and appreciated for what we do and who we are. So I don't know what to say from there. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope to continue to inspire you guys by doing what I do. As I said before, if you have any questions or if you guys have any comments, please comment below. Please give this video a like. Please share this video as well with many of your friends and families and spread the awareness that we need to spread. Because at the end of the day, love is love, love wins, and we all are looking for equality, and that's it. So, I feel like I've kind of got this off my chest now. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.